No, I already explained that to him when you informed me of it, and he still wants to go and view the apartment to see if the apartment will be conducive for him. Okay, then we're gonna have to skip the line because this is an emergency. Give me a punch. I need to place this client like yesterday, so that's why God told me to call you. No. He needs to be placed. Yeah. No. That you will not. Mr. Navarro is a very respectable guy. Every time I come in this building and I do meet with him, I go upstairs. His room, he keeps his room and it cleanly. It's always clean.
Daily.
He cleans it daily. He's never had any incidents with anyone at the Balboa. He minds his business. He's in and out. I just need to place it.
Thank you, sir. I have all of them if you need them.
Okay, yes, I'm gonna.
Just the new one.
Okay, I'll take a copy of the new one and I'll send that over as well.
Great. Good. I'll bring everything she needs. Yeah.
State ID, BC. He is from Florida. He already has contacted the census down at Florida to obtain a copy of his
No,
birth
Texas.
certificate.
Texas.
Oh, Texas,
I'm
I'm
from
sorry.
Texas.
It's Texas.
Yeah.
I got the social security, I got the state ID, I
City
got the
ID.
benefit card.
I also have a city ID as well.
Yeah, he has a city ID, the New York State ID, he has the benefit card, he has his birth certificate.
And a union
I
card.
have the guarantor letter from HASA, I have budget letter. Oh! Tomorrow at 11 to your office, or will you meet him at the apartment? Okay, give me of course, no problem. The process is that you meet with the client first for the initial interview, and then if everything goes well, you show him the apartment. Mr. Navarro has no problems in following the process. Okay, Mama, give me the address again to your building. 132, 32nd Street, 3rd floor, Suite 302. Yes, we're right by the A because we have the Balboa. D or the N train, that's a little further up on 34th Street. Okay. D or the N train to what? Stop. The D or the N train to 36th Street. get off and walk down to 32nd Street. To call you when he gets off the train if he has any issues locating your suite. Will do. I will give him your cell phone number, and again, Ms. Whitaker, I appreciate you, and I want to thank you for at least giving my client over here an opportunity.
Wonderful.
to
An
be
email would be great too.
interviewed.
If I can. Thank you.
I know, but this is Floyd told me to call you to actually to ask me if you had availability. I know you will, honey, and that's why I want to tell you that I want to thank you and I want to appreciate the, what you're doing for me and for my client. I truly appreciate it, Ms. Whitaker. All right, my client will see you tomorrow at 11. All right, thank you. His name is Ruben Navarro.
Ruben Navarro.
Yeah, I know, I'm trying to explain this to them. It's Navarro. Yeah, that's why I said Navarro. He has the two R's like me with the Echevarria. But every time I say it, I always have to turn around and say Echevarria. So my client will be there tomorrow, bells and whistles, 11 o'clock. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Let me know and stay safe. Thank you. Well, thank you so very much. Oh my gosh, he said, I'll remember that your client is special and I will do anything that needs to be done.
Fantastic.
Okay, so, you're gonna go and meet with Ms. Whitaker tomorrow. I'm gonna give you her cell phone number.
Wonderful.
The apartment that is currently available and that will be available is on 142nd Street.
Wonderful.
The process is that you need to be interviewed first, so the documents that I do have here, I will scan to her.
Wonderful.
She is from one of my Spanish site programs affiliated with Praxis. I also informed Mr. Navarro that I submitted his stuff to Ms. Mann for another possible housing opportunity for independent, and we're just gonna take it from there.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Navarro was originally scheduled to meet with me at 2:45. However, we had to change the hour of the meeting to 3 o'clock because when he came, when I told you that I spoke to him earlier, he informed me that he was out, running, preparing for the independent marathon. He wound up texting me and told me no, make it 3 because he had to clean up behind someone. I had at that point, I instructed your residential staff who doesn't start till 3 o'clock to clock in and to go upstairs and clean the bathroom. Ruben informed me that while he was in the bathroom that he feels that it was your residential staff that was knocking on the door.
Oh no,
Right?
I asked for privacy. They knocked on the door. I said, I'm in here, of course, and they stood by the door talking, the both of them, for I'd say at least a minute or two, and I said, can I please have some privacy? And then they just kept talking and then got angrier and angrier and angrier. So I didn't respond back, but that's the exact same kind of issue that I've been having that I spoke to Mr. Benton about, that it's just, it doesn't seem that I can even come downstairs without someone using that really, not even, at this point it's not even customer service. There's no respect, there's absolutely no dignity in living upstairs. There's no privacy. I'm fully aware of the logistical reasons for that, but the staff doesn't need to add to that. And all I did was, and continue to, ask for privacy. I received a check that I was waiting for since March 9th. Just last week, the envelope was completely torn open and just handed to me, no incident report, no nothing. And I'm like, I've been waiting for this check since March. They had to cut it and reissue the check. and it was just completely open. And you know, I had to report that to the postal, to the postal police, because that's a federal offense, and that not only has my financial information, but it's a check that I was waiting for before the pandemic. And I don't know, that's just another one of the things, the bathroom, the check. And I mean, at this point, I requested a full investigation because there's been so many things that have happened that have led up to all of a sudden I'm waiting for a check. I'm not a rich man. I'm waiting for, this measly check, and the entire thing is just open. And I'm like, one thing after another, and especially since I've spoken to you and to Mr. Mack, who are hard at work every single day, and I've called the HRA constituency board, and they appear to be either laughing or joking on the other end when it's supposed to be a private conversation, and I can clearly hear other people in the back. I spoke to a Ms. Phillips. I continue to try and call. The number that I call is, the voicemail isn't set up, so I can't even leave a message. I've called Praxis on a daily basis about the bathrooms. I've called about the security issue, the privacy issue, and I have not heard a single word back from even the higher ups. And I looked on the website, and the mission statement is just, it was so infuriating to see the mission statement because it's clearly not being followed. So, at this point, I'm really glad, but I need to let you know that that's why I have to record this, because if it doesn't happen, it's going public, because I cannot be treated like a non-person anymore. And it's not necessarily you, but the staff should know that no one deserves to be told there are more important things going on right now than you. I waited upstairs in my room for 18 hours to go to the restroom. And it's as simple as someone just coming up, locking the front door, coming up, taking a look to see what's going on. I offered to call a locksmith. 18 hours. I got a hemorrhoid. I haven't had a hemorrhoid in years and years and years and years. I went to City MD, humiliation after humiliation. So I'm glad that you're trying to get me out of here. The quicker, the better. Fantastic. But I hope that it doesn't, that something is done about it, because it's beyond comprehension.
I don't want you to feel that we're just trying to get you out and not address the issues.
I am. I'm ready to go. It could have stopped a long time ago.
Yeah, no, but I want to reassure you that the higher ups, because I'm part of the higher ups, we were here. Once you sent that email on the website, we all came here. Okay? Me, my CEO, the director of operations, we had a meeting with Mr. Benson. By the time we got here around 10 o'clock, from my understanding, we leave the building very early. I went upstairs to see if we can locate you. We had a meeting with Mr. Benson. My terminology is a APB, so I instructed the front desk the minute that you come in, to inform Mr. Benson that you was here, so that way we can address your issues. Now, I am a strong believer in the chain of command. I came here because there was an email submitted on my company website, and I am part of the main office, so I needed to, the minute I saw that, I needed to stop doing what I was doing, and I came here. So I want to rest assure you that, your issues and concerns was not unheard. Now, as far as the disrespect and the conditions of the building, I explained to you upstairs that tomorrow I will be here with Mr. Benson while he conducts his meeting with the residential staff, and we will be having another meeting early afternoon with the social service staff.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, your concerns are going to be addressed. We have put a corrective action plan in place. We're going to start from the top down.
Yeah. Well, great.
We're gonna start from the top down. Mr. Benson, who is the site director who I entrusted with this building, was provided with a copy. We have given this building a deadline, and we expect it to be followed.
Great.
So, also, you said something to me upstairs that didn't sit well with me.
Mm.
You said that, when you called, and you said, the guy who calls himself Kirk, or Captain Kirk, when I reckon after
18 hours later. And I left messages, I called, I sent an email, then I called again, I called downstairs, and he said nobody gave him the message that the door needed to be fixed. And I said, well, that's kind of impossible because I spoke with not one, but two separate people. And it's also one of the only persons, and I spoke to you about the person at the front desk that I trust, who said, no man, this is just retaliation, complete retaliation. You keep going. They just don't want for you to be vocal about what you're doing and what you see here.
No.
So,
Well, what's
and
that
that's
that?
that's hearsay. That's hearsay. I'm not sure what his name is, but he's in the morning, and I'd rather not say even then because I don't want to sacrifice the only person who's actually, I feel, being honest with me. But even then, I felt it. I know it, and at this point, there's been so many things, one on top of the other, that whether it's you or the HRA, I know it's the staff, but specifically 18 hours for a very simple fix. All I needed to do is go to the restroom. I had to go to the bathroom in my room. I had to urinate in my room, which is, it happens.
No,
but a bowel movement, I waited 18 hours and then I got a hemorrhoid because of holding it for so long.
Now, he did report to me that after Curtis went upstairs, that Curtis told him that it took him that long to come upstairs because they got more important things going on in the building.
There's more important things going. Don't you know there's COVID going on? There's more important things going on than you, was exactly what he said. And that, it just, I didn't get angry.
It's unacceptable.
Okay.
Mr. Curtis will be held accountable for that statement because, as you said, that is not what is written in our mission statement. And I will promise you that that person will be held accountable. Now, I want you to, if you're having any issues, this is the first person that I want you to come to. It shouldn't be no reason why, if you're having an issue, that it's not being brought to the person that I've put in this building and the Praxis has put in this building to right. If there's an issue, I want you to be able to feel comfortable to come to him. And Mr. Benson, we need to reassure Mr. Navarro that any issues that he brings to you.
I think Mr. Navarro knows that for myself.
I do. And as much as I possibly can, like I said, I'm covering my ass by sending emails and phone calls and as much as possible. But again, I'm going through the proper process and the channels only because at this point you need to be protected and I need to be protected because it's happened so much that I just don't think that the training or that your meetings are getting through because it's not one person, it's across the board that, I come downstairs and it's like, nasty fucker. Let's see. There are more important things than COVID, and this is as I'm walking upstairs, and like just little things that normally,
shouldn't happen.
it's a shelter. But one thing after another, and it's like they're laughing at this point, and that is a management issue. That is a thing that I would never, ever, ever let one of those kinds of statements go by because it's been humiliating, dehumanizing, and I mean, who has to wait? Would you? How would you react? I was so angry, and I actually had patience. I did not get angry about it, and I sent a message again to Praxis, again sent an email to you, copied you and Mr. Matt, and I said, after this long, I was very close to giving up, And I thought, you know what? I'm not the only one that this is probably happening to, but it still continues to happen. So, and we can end it just so that everything that you've told me happens. I don't want to be here anymore. I want long-term housing. I should have had it a long time ago, but the HRA dropped the ball. Pre-COVID, this is pre-COVID. Now that things are getting back to normal, and I just ran up there, I know the office is open, and COVID has been an excuse, and now they have not only given me 3 separate case managers, but the first case manager, like I told you, gave me a card that had Baya Movers on it, said, pack your things and call the moving company before my eviction. I called the moving company, had everything packed for close to 5 months. I've had everything packed upstairs, as you've seen, and I try to keep it as clean as possible. Now, instead of just, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, that's why I have to record it, because if it doesn't happen, I'm going public, because this is beyond the pale. The eviction is not your issue, but everything that has trickled down from there is humiliating beyond compare. And that's just me. I don't even know what's happening to the other people that are around here, because I try to keep to myself as much as possible, because I don't feel comfortable. Now, having said that, I want to move forward. You've known that I want long-term housing. We've got this apartment. I will go see it tomorrow. I'm ready. But this is it. I cannot stress to you that if it's not you and it's not your fault or not your problem, the finger pointing needs to stop, and somebody at HRA needs to be responsible, because this is almost $3,000 a month for the conditions that you have to deal with and that we have to deal with here on a daily, minute-by-minute basis. Pre-COVID, now moving forward with COVID, is unacceptable. Do I have a promise of some kind?
I can only promise that we'll do what we can do, you know, because I can't say what's gonna happen on the other side, but we'll explore any options we have and try to do the best we can do. I don't wanna make a promise to you and then a hiccup happens, and then you say, "But you promised me." So I like to be upfront, transparent. We'll do the best we can do to do what we can do with the resources we have. That's all I can, That's all I can
Like you said, I'm not aware of any. I have not been here to attend any staff meetings. But I told you that I will be here tomorrow.
Great.
Staff meeting.
Good.
I don't know what occurred. I can't speak on something that I didn't witness or I haven't been privy to.
Yeah.
But there is a meeting, 2 meetings scheduled with all staff on both sides of the spectrum.
Great.
I also informed you that we have put a corrective action plan in place to address every issue in terms of the condition of the building. This building does have a deadline, I can promise you that. Mr. Benson, I know, is going to do his best to meet the deadline. And all we can do is take it from there. I told you that the plan is to start from the top down,
Great.
and that's how we plan to execute what needs to be done.
Okay.
I told Mr. Benson that for support and to ensure that these things get done, my presence will be in this building 3 days a week.
Okay. Great. Well, I hope I don't have to see you 3 days a week very soon, but I'm looking forward to going to see this apartment.
Well, at the first office that we were sitting in, that's usually where I sit.
Okay.
But I'm not going to sit in the office. I'm always around. You have my company cell phone, so at any time, you can communicate with me via text, via phone call. And as always, anytime that I spoken to you. I always wanted to let you know that I hear your concerns and that I'm doing what I can on my own. At the end of the day, this is Mr. Benson's building. He is the site director here.
Mhm.
You know, I am the director of transitional housing, as you are aware of. You know, so I am, you know, in all of my buildings and doing other things, but I have cleared my schedule to ensure that I'm here 3 days a week.
Thank you very
To
much.
ensure that this plan of action that we put in place is gonna be executed to the fullest.
Great.
Because at the end of the day, Praxis does have a mission statement, and, you know, if something is wrong, then we need to point it out and fix it. So a corrective action plan has been put in place.
Great.
This building does have a deadline, and all I can promise you is that I am gonna be here for support and to ensure that things are getting executed as planned.
So then let's recap, just for the HRA, that's, you're taking care of that,
Yes,
everything else?
yes, I
I've given
told you
them
as far
everything.
as your housing application, I took you to the housing specialist office.
Right. So the
was able
follow-up
to
is what
fix-
I'm asking
To
about.
physically show you the email to HRA
Great.
has already been sent. That was sent. So that I can promise you, that email was sent by Ms. Melendez. Mr.
Okay.
Benson was copied on it, and so was I.
All right, so I'm here,
So,
I'm
I
gonna wait
know
for you,
that-
correct?
You know, I know that as far as the issue that I informed you and showed you,
Mhm.
in terms of your HACA housing application, an email has been sent to your HACA worker.
Great.
You heard me on the phone with Ms. Whitaker. Give him a pad because, a Post-it so he can write, this information down.
You know,
Oh, great.
Mr. Navarro, when we go up front, you're gonna provide me with a copy of, the budget letter. So I can send that, and I'm gonna send, the copy of the state ID that's already in your file.
Great,
The the social security card,
wonderful,
and the HRA benefit card.
great.
I'm also gonna send her the copy of the guarantor letter that I received from Mr. Mack, that she
Wonderful.
sent to, Mr. Mack. And you heard me on the phone, with, Ms. Whitaker, that you're already on top of it in terms of your birth certificate.
Yeah,
I don't know
most
why from
definitely.
Florida, but you corrected me and let me know
Texas.
that you was from
Yes.
Texas.
Yes,
So when we go up front, I will get the copy of that, get everything, so that way I can scan it in one email.
perfect,
You are scheduled to meet with Mrs. Whitaker.
great.
And the address is 132
Mm-hmm,
32nd Street, 3rd floor, Suite 302.
and this is the office, correct?
That's the office.
So 132 West 32nd Street,
No,
third,
I didn't say west. 132 32nd Street. This is out in Brooklyn.
okay. Okay,
She said that you can take the D or the N train
okay,
to 36th Street. She said once you go from 36th Street, you just gotta walk down to 32nd Street. She
Great.
also instructed me to give you her company cell phone number,
great, go ahead.
just in case, you know, when you get out of the train and you're having issues locating the office.
Sure, what is that?
Ms. Whitaker's cell phone number is 646
646
784
784
0354.
646 784 0354.
Yeah, 646. Put my glasses on. Hold on.
Great,
Yeah, 646-784-0354.
okay,
Okay?
wonderful.
For possible housing placements at
Thank you, sir.
142nd Street in the Bronx.
Great.
Anything else?
Nothing that I haven't already sent you emails and messages and countless other correspondence about. I'm
Mr.
gonna,
Benson,
thank you.
I wanna make sure that Ruben doesn't feel the way that he feels. Any email that you receive, whether I'm CC'd in it or not, I want you to reply to any email that Ruben sends. I want to be CC'd on it, because at the end of the day, he needs to know that his issues are being addressed,
Right.
that they're being heard, and if we don't communicate with him, then he wouldn't feel the way that he's feeling, that no one is addressing his issues.
Correct.
So communication is the key anywhere.
Hmm.
So
Even just
I can
confirm.
listen. Yeah, that's all I'm saying,
Got
is just to confirm.
Yeah.
So I am instructing Mr. Benson and giving him the directive that any email that you send, he has to respond to, because at least that's confirmation for you that you're being heard.
Yeah. Most definitely. All right.
Now, that can we all agree and, just know that that will happen. Any email that you send to Mr. Benson, he will respond to.
Okay.
Great.
Fair?
No problem.
Fair.
Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you for your time.
Thank you for your time. I do appreciate your having shown up.